I'm excited. I just left my graduation, guys. I know you probably saw the pictures. So excited. And I just want to jump on for a minute to encourage somebody. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. But let me tell you this. I've always been an underdog. I was the one that everybody said wouldn't be nothing. But I'm grateful to God because I know that me graduating with my master's degree is not just about me. It opened doors and opportunities for me, but it also gives me the ability to help other people, my kids, my biggest fans and my biggest critics. But I appreciate that. Keep encouraging me. Keep speaking life. I'm praying for you all too. Not praying on you all, but praying for you guys. So thank you. I love you guys. I'm finna get off here. Got to go in here and celebrate with my kids, my family, and we'll do this again. Y'all see me on the next one. Love y'all.
A mother of three from Oakland area of Chicago, Illinois, will grow up facing a lot of hard challenges. According to the mother, 49-year-old Bernadette Quasi, she grew up in the housing projects off 39th Street called Lake Park Place. These high-rise apartments are located on Lake Park Avenue, right around the corner from Lake Michigan. Though Chicago is a very beautiful city and one of my favorite places to visit, you still have to be aware when you travel to certain areas in the city. As most you know, the crime in the Black community is astronomical and innocent people get shot all the time. Family of Bernadette wanted to be a better environment, so they would move the 12-year-old out of the housing project high-rise to a city about 35 miles outside of Chicago in Joliet, Illinois. This move came at a good time because, as Bernadette said, she was getting into fights and was the underdog, who was buck wild during those times. She would become a teen and as an adult in Joliet, and eventually a mother in 1999 to a son who is now 24 and a father himself. Bernadette will have a second son named Justin in 2002, who is 21, and our last child, a daughter, born in 2004, who's 19. Bernadette will spend her years as a mother devoting everything she had to raise them right. She was a God-fearing woman and prayed over her kids as they grew because she wanted them to be an asset to society. Even with all the love and protection she provided, one of her kids would do the unthinkable and leave a family shocked, torn, and devastated. Bernadette, who was better known as B or Bernie, was said to be a great woman of faith. Family and friends alike would describe her as a woman with a heart of gold, and she was selfless, kind, caring, and so authentic. If you needed a word of encouragement, she was definitely the go-to for many. Bernie had a desire to level up and wanted everyone around her to level up too. She was well educated, and even through some tough times in her life, she kept striving to be better than she was the day before. She would obtain her bachelor's degree and would study abroad in Austria to further her education. Once she came back to the States, she graduated from the University of St. Francis on December 16, 2017, with a master's degree in social work. It was one of the happiest days of her life as she planned on opening a community center in the future. Her success meant even more to her because in 2016, she had a stroke and was off work for 6 months. And during that time, she had a lot of difficulties she ran into, but she said they would make her stronger. As her kids hit adulthood, she would be so proud of who they were growing into. Her oldest son would enlist in the Army, and him and his girlfriend would have Bernie's first granddaughter on November 17, 2021. Bernie would be overjoyed with her grandbaby, and she said she was the one person whose pictures were in her phone the most, so she would post her a lot on social media. Life seemed to be on the up and up, and Bernie had a vision board she created at a vision party with a group of friends and was on her way to achieving a lot of her goals.
Proverbs 3:5-6 was one of the first scriptures. Becoming debt free, maintaining and passing on wealth to my kids and other people's kids. Everything's about elevation. God actually should have been up here, but thinking like a model, changing my mindset of the way I think about money, the way I think about life, those type of things. Teaching people how to level up, whatever that may mean to you. So, I want to get my PhD.
However, blindly, there was a monster that was rearing its ugly head that will forever change this family's happiness. Bernie's second son, Justin, was going through something, and no one imagined that it was to the extent that it was. On December 18, 2023, Justin would post to Facebook saying, "Unaliving on my back, I feel it coming." Now, when he made this post, no one seemed to take heed to what was to come on the days ahead. Now, on December 20th, just 2 days later, 2013, according to a police report, Justin would call the police just before 1 p.m. on that Wednesday, and he would say he wanted to turn himself in for an unknown crime. The police would get the location where he said the crime occurred, and they would pick up Justin at the 1500 block of North Larkin Avenue and took him into custody because at that time he told the officers he had unalived someone at his home. The police would go to do their welfare check to see if he was just talking on the 6400 block of Langsford Lane. And when they went inside, tragically, they found Bernie unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds. She would sadly be pronounced unalive at the scene by the Will County's coroner. Right before Justin called 911 that day, he made an eerie post on Facebook at 12:52 p.m. and it just said, "I'm sorry." He had called the police at 1 p.m., so he literally picked up his phone and made a post, and that was mind-blowing because who does that, especially after allegedly taking your mother's life? Police had taken Justin to the Joliet Police Department for questioning, and the next day, the gun believed to be used in the crime would be recovered, and he would later be charged with first-degree unaliving. The reason for the alleged actions that day are not known, but the family is standing strong and expressing their love instead of hate for Justin because they said that is what Bernie would have wanted. One loved one said this about Bernie: "You loved your kids, you prayed for them, you fought for them, you tried, sis." So it seems that Justin could not be reached with whatever he was dealing with and took out the person who gave him life. It is so crazy that he posted, "I'm sorry." Like, how could you have been in the right state of mind to even pick up your phone to make a post like that after the magnitude of the crime that was committed? He probably was standing right there by her when he posted it. This is so wild to think about. His older brother would update his profile picture on his Facebook, and that picture would have his mom, his brother, and his sister and him in it. So it looks like the family is standing on showing support. It can't be an easy decision, but when you love two people and one does something like this to another person in the family, the emotions will have to be conflicting. However, they want to honor what they felt Bernie would want to do, and Justin was Mr. CEO to her, and that is what she called him. She truly believed all three of her kids would be great, but I bet she never thought one would take her life. Such a heartbreaking story all around. Do you think the signs were there that Justin would snap in some way, or do you think that this was out the blue for an undisclosed reason that Justin was secretly hiding? Let me know. You also have to remember he posted on the 18th and said, "On the living on my back, I feel it coming." I was looking at the fact he said "ma," like short for mother, but maybe I'm reaching. But it makes you think, was he saying "unaliving on my mother's back, I feel it coming"? I feel it was definitely premeditated, but that's my personal opinion. My heartfelt thoughts and prayers go out to this family for this very tragic loss. And please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in this difficult time. And also, don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember, stay woke. Things change quickly.